Hello, in this video I will show you how to use the Contentflow Notion template. So that template enables you to write content for social media and then schedule that content to be posted on defined schedule date. So when you download the template from the gpdmedia.net website, you would then duplicate it, and then you have your copy of the template in your Notion space, as you can see here on the screen. So you have in the template 6 lines which are examples of posts on social media. So in Contentflow you can create content here on this property where you can start typing the text of the post. So in this line, for example, you have just one line. In this one, you've got multiple lines, and you can add more lines just by clicking on the keyboard, Shift, Enter, and then that you can create more lines here as you wish. So you end up in the end with the text of your content. Then you want to choose the kind of content you want to post. So is it a simple text post like this one? You can have also picture, carousel, thread, or video. So once you've finished typing the post, you can then change the status and put this post into a complete mode. So there you can click on the button, is complete. You can do it for this one as well. And then the posts will then move to another list called completed. So you can separate posts which are currently you're writing and posts that you have finished typing. So once you're ready to schedule, then what you do is you take a post, let's say you want to schedule it for tomorrow, and you will then click on schedule. And you will find the post now appearing on the schedule. So I can put the second post on schedule here. Now I've got a list of 2 posts that are scheduled. By default, when I click on schedule, the default date is the date of today, but I can say this is going to be posted today, or I can choose it's going to be posted tomorrow or next week. So I choose the date here. Here is a sequence. So the sequence is in which sequence are these posts going to be posted in one day. So in this example, I would say I'm first going to post this text post, and then I'm going to choose to post the second one afterwards. So that's the reason I will choose a different sequence here. So now that I've scheduled my posts, I want to make sure that these posts are automatically sent to social media. So in this case, I've got 2 posts on the platform Threads. So I need to do some work to set up my system for this to be posted automatically. So for the moment, I have something scheduled here in Notion, but for the time being, it's not going to be automatically posted. So I need to do some steps to make sure that this happens. So now I'm going to show you how to automate your content flow. So in reminder, on the gpdmedia.net website, what you've done in the beginning is get the Notion template first. So here by clicking on get for free, and then get the template here. And now the template is now in your bucket. If you go back to the main page here, you'll see that your Contentflow template is now in your bucket of templates. And now you can start downloading it. So once you've downloaded it, then you have it in your Notion space, as we've seen earlier in the video. So now, if you remember, we've got those 2 posts that we have scheduled for today. Now I want to set up the automation. So I go back to the website And going back to the website, I will click here on access to the Contentflow service for free. Get the Contentflow service. And now I'm ready to set up my automation. So the first thing to do is to set up your Notion template, meaning register your template in the system here so that the system knows where your posts are stored. So that's the first step. So I'll connect here. It will ask me to select a template. So here I will select pages and I will select in private. Here I will select my Contentflow template. So I will allow the access to that template. There it is. The second step is to give the ID of the Notion database. So I've connected my Notion database, but now I need to give the exact ID. So to do that, I go into Notion on my template. I go down into databases here. I click on ContentDB here. And here at the top, on the right hand side of Notion SO, up there in the link, I just select that number, which goes until the $V. I copy this and then I paste that value here in this screen. And now I can save the database ID of my Notion template. There we go. Number 3, I'm going to now connect my social media account. So I need to choose which platform I want to post on. So in this video, I'll be choosing Threads here at the top here. So here I need to put a name which is matching what I have in Notion. So in Notion, if I go back here to the template, I can see that I've put a T here. So T is the name of the Threads account that I'm going to use. You can choose any name you like. So here I've chosen T, just the letter T. So I need to match here in the settings of the system. I need to say here, I'm going to create an account on Threads, which is called T. Okay, so I've typed T and now I'm going to connect to my Threads account. And for that, I click on connect. So here it would ask me to connect my Threads account to the system. So I'll say, okay, connect, continue. And that will link my Threads account now to the system. And now I can close this window and move on to step number 4. So step number 4 is the last step that you're going to need to do in here in the settings, is to create your schedule. So if you look here inside Notion, you see a sequence 1, 2, but you don't see anything related to any time. So we want this post to come out to be posted on the 17th, which is today, but there's no indication here in Notion about at which time you're going to do that. So that's the whole point of the system, is not, and to avoid you typing each time the time where you want to post. That's the reason it's not in Notion, but you're going to define it in the settings. So to define the schedule, I'm going to go back to the windows of the website, move out of the Notion template, and back here I will then create my schedule. So in this case, I want to post every day at 2 p.m., for example. Add here a new schedule, and I'm going to say, I'm going to modify here, I'm going to say at 2 p.m. every day. At 2 p.m. every day, I want to post. on this threads account. So I'm going to say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday, 7/7, I want to post every day. Once I've done that, I will then activate the schedule. So I've activated the schedule. I can see that because there's your schedule is active. So once I've done that, then I'm pretty much done in terms of settings. So now what will happen is in the background, every day at 2 p.m., the system will check here in the schedule view if there's any post to post on today's date. And if there is one, then it will take the first one he finds. So here, for example, let's say 2 p.m., the program checks, sees that there's this line here, takes the first one, this line here, and will post this post on threads. So now I can add a second schedule. So I need to go back to the settings here, and I can add a second schedule. Let's say at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m. and Monday to Friday, not on the weekends. I activate this, and now I have two schedules in my system for this account on threads. So if I go back here, what's going to happen? At 2 p.m. this first line is going to be posted and will be moved to this list here, which is threads published. Will remain in the scheduled view the second post, which has sequence number 2, which means at 5 p.m. the second post then will be posted. So you don't have to use schedules all the time. Sometimes you might want to post immediately. So to post immediately, for example, I don't want to wait 5 p.m. or 2 p.m. for this post, the number 2 here. I want to post it immediately. So I just need to click here on this column immediately here to say I want to post this now. So if you've checked immediate, you'll see that in less than a minute, the line here will disappear from the schedule view and will appear here in the threads published view. So you can see now my post is now published at the date of today and is not more in the schedule view. So if I look into threads, I can see that the post has been correctly published a minute ago. And here we go. The post is now on social media. So now you can see it's posted, and you can notice here a picture here. So if I click here, I can see a picture in this column here, and it's exactly the picture that I have on my post. So when you do a post which is of the kind picture, you need to put a picture here, otherwise it won't work. So if I take, for example, this post, I want to post it again, I can then reschedule it here. I can reschedule it. It goes back into schedule, and then it will be either posted immediately if I click here, or it will be posted at the next schedule time. So as I was saying, it's important to put the picture. If the type of the post is picture, you might forget it. You might forget it. That can happen. So for example, let me just delete this picture. Notion won't say anything if you haven't put a picture here on a picture post. Notion will not notice anything. But once you click, for example, on immediate here, the system will try to post, but it will fail. So I'm going to put it this way, wait for a minute, and let's see what happens in this situation. So in this situation, the post will disappear from the schedule view, but will not appear in the threads published view. It will appear in the error view here. And you can see here that the system has said this post has failed because there's no picture. So what you can do here is you just delete that error message. You can go back here into is complete. And it is complete, you just take the time to change and add the picture. Add the picture. Now the picture is added, and now I can schedule it again. So now the post-it is scheduled again. If I leave it in immediate, it will then in less than a minute be posted on Threads. So this time it will work. Let's wait just a minute. So here you see it's disappeared from the scheduled list, and now it's in the Threads published list, so it's worked. You can see it here. And if I go into Threads, I can see here it's been posted a minute ago, and now it's working fine. Now I'm going to show you how to create a thread post. So I'm still on Threads, but now the type of post is not text, not picture, it's thread. So it's the kind here, thread. So how does it work? You type a text, as in a text post, and you leave two spaces, deliberately two spaces between this text and the second part of the text. That means that we want a thread in two parts. So the system understands that it's a thread in two parts and will post accordingly. What you see here is a sign that there is a picture here. There's a picture to be assigned to this part of the post, and same here. The second part of the thread also needs a picture. So how does it work? You need to give Notion the pictures, because here in this case I've got two pictures. So to give two pictures, I will not assign here a single picture as I did for the picture post. I will assign a zip file, and the zip file must have the following format. So if I look at the zip file here, if I open it up, I see that there's two pictures, number 1 and number 2. So it's very important that each picture is ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very important. So that the system knows that for this first text, it will take picture number 1. And in this second part of the thread post, it will take picture number 2. Okay, now I'm going to schedule this post. So I'm going to click here on schedule. I'm going to go in scheduled, and in a minute this post is going to go out on Threads. So to be sure that it goes out in less than a minute, I'll click on immediate here. And let's see what happens. So now I see this, the post has disappeared from schedule, which is expected. I go into published, and I can see now it's successfully published. If I go into Threads, here I go. There's my post, two parts. It's a thread post on Threads. So one part with the first picture number 1 and the second text with the picture number 2. Everything's worked perfectly well. So now look at what we can do with the template. There's other things we can do. So for example, we can put this into schedule. Let's say I schedule this one again. I'll go into schedule. I'll just not say immediate. And I can say, for example, repeat. So repeat means if I put daily, this post is going to come out every day. So I mean, it's going to be posted, but once it's posted, instead of finishing in published, it will be programmed for the next day. So basically you post the same thing every day. Same thing for weekly. If you want to post something every week, the same thing, you can use weekly. But most of the time, repeat will be blank, because usually we create new posts. So another thing you can do, you can repurpose a post that you've done in the past. So you go into the published view. So here, for example, on Threads, I want to repurpose and repost this post that I've already posted before. I just need to click on schedule, and then it goes back into the schedule and is going to be reposted again. Another feature of Contentflow, on each published post you will see the insights of the post, meaning how many views has the post had, how many likes, how many comments. That's very helpful to measure the performance, the engagement on your posting on social media. So very useful data that you can use here. So let me show you how to do a carousel post. So a carousel post, basically type the text as you would in a text post or a picture post. You choose the kind carousel, and then you attach a file, which is a zip file, just like a thread post. Exactly the same rule. You create a zip file with each picture numbered from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this case, there's 3 pictures in the zip file, 1, 2, 3. And then you attach that file into here, into the post, which is of type carousel. And then you can schedule the posting. So once you've published a carousel post, it gets into the thread publish view, if it's on threads, and then you can have a look in threads, and you can see your carousel has completely been posted with the 3 pictures that you had put in your zip. And there you go. You've got your first carousel post posted here on Threads. Okay, thanks for having followed this video on Contentflow. You can really now use the video to really utilize the system in the best way. So as you've seen, you can create different kinds of posts on different platforms, Threads, X, Blue Sky. Here's the website where you've got the Contentflow template, and here you can start using it. I hope you'll make the best of it. So, looking forward to seeing you on another video, and enjoy the usage of Contentflow. Have a nice day.